Good morning. We're doing two things this morning that I've not done before. The first thing is I'm shooting photography right on my back doorstep, and the other thing is I'm shooting black and white film. I don't normally take photos in Hamilton where I live, and I really kind of struggle to see images around here, but this morning I thought I'd just give it a go anyway, and so I came down to the main feature in Hamilton here in New Zealand, which is the Waikato River, which is one of the main rivers that runs through the North Island of New Zealand. It's quite a large river. It runs basically from Mount Ruapehu, which is 220 kilometres away, and runs all the way to the west coast at Port Waikato. And to be fair, it's quite a beautiful river, but I've just struggled to see compositions here. I drive past this location on the way to work, and early in the morning I see this area here behind me, and it always looks really peaceful and the water's really calm, and as the sun rises you get these beautiful reflections in the water, and there's these quite interesting trees all along the shoreline. So I thought I'd come down this morning with my camera and just give it a go. So the other thing that I'm doing is shooting black and white film, and it's not just any black and white film, it's actually a brand new black and white film by Ilford called Ortho Plus, and it's an ISO 80 film. It's described as having great sensitivity for green and blues, and not so much sensitivity for reds, which means that the reds can be quite dark in the scene. So it'd be interesting to see how my images turn out. I was shooting at sunrise, so there wasn't much light around at that time. As you can see now, the sun's come up and you get in the morning light here on the trees. So yeah, doing two things differently, a bit out of my comfort zone, but sometimes you've got to push yourself out of the comfort zone to improve your photography. So I've quite enjoyed it this morning, and it's been something different for me, and it's just been nice to be able to get up at a normal time in the morning and just come out of the house and drive down the road and just start taking photos, where normally I'm up really early and driving for 2 or 3 hours, or having to stay over somewhere the night before to get the shots that I want. And this morning it was a 5-minute drive, and that's been quite nice, and I've just been able to come here and just enjoy it and just soak in this beautiful scenery. The river here is really beautiful, and I guess in some ways I'm quite fortunate to live so close to something like this, and in the future I think I'm probably going to come here a bit more and just explore it a bit more, and hopefully I'll find some more compositions. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to that, and I hope you enjoy this video. It's something new, and I'm quite excited to see the film come back and what that looks like, and whether I've done it. I've got no expectations. I'm completely out my comfort zone with this film. I've got no idea what I'm going to get back, whether I've exposed them correctly or not, and hopefully I've done the film some justice, and you'll be able to see some beautiful images shortly. I brought my trusty Mamiya 7 with me today, and I've got the 150mm lens on here, which is basically 75mm equivalent in 35mm format, and I've just been using that to pick out details in the river, and there's these beautiful reflections and interesting trees, and I've just been trying to arrange them into a composition that's meaningful and believable. And I tend to approach my images with a view that if it's not worth having on your wall, then it's not worth taking. So hopefully I've lived up to my own expectations around my photos today, and hopefully you look at the images and you think, wow, that's beautiful, and I can see that being on my wall. And maybe give me some feedback on that and let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd appreciate that. Let me know what you think about the film, whether I should shoot some more of that. I ordered the film from Analog Wonderland out of the UK, and they shipped it over for me, and so thank you guys for doing that. And because it was coming so far and you've got to pay for the shipping, I ordered more than one type of film, so I've got a few other films that I can have a go with. And yeah, so I hope you enjoy the film and stick around, and yeah, enjoy it, and I'll catch up with you soon. That was awesome. I really enjoyed doing that, and I hope you enjoyed it too. I'm going to have to send my film off to lab to be processed. I get my processing done by PCL Images in Auckland, and you know, they generally do quite a good job, but one thing that I find quite frustrating about the price in New Zealand is it's normally double anywhere else that you would pay for it in the world, which is kind of frustrating. But you know, when you live in a remote place and at the other end of the world, you kind of got to put up with these things. But anyway, so yeah, look, I enjoyed that this morning. It was nice to get up and go for a stroll and take some photos on my back doorstep, and hopefully I've done Hamilton proud. So that's it for today's video. I had a fantastic time shooting Ilford's new film right here in my back door area of Hamilton, the new Ortho Plus 80 film. Now I think the film has got some strengths and some weaknesses, so I'm going to talk about the strengths first. And I think that it seems like quite a subtle film to me. It's got a low dynamic range to it, and from the images that I've shot and seen for myself, I'm really quite impressed with the subtleties and the scale of grey that it gives in the situations that I've shot the film in. But that being said, what I think is a significant weakness to this film is the dynamic range is not that great. You know, as you saw in the video, I was shooting the first image away from the sun. So I'm shooting away from the sun, trying to catch the morning glow with a 3-stop graduated filter on the front of my camera. And typically at that time of day, the light difference between the shadows and the highlights is normally 3 stops. So I thought I was well covered, but what actually ended up happening is I was blowing the highlights out. So I was a little bit disappointed with that. And because of one of the characteristics of the film that the manufacturer talks about being not so sensitive to red light, I was expecting a bit of a darker gradation in my sky, but that just didn't happen either, so I'm not really too sure what happened there. So yeah, I think it's too early to give a real in-depth review of this film, obviously. So I've purchased two rolls. I've shot one and I've got one more to go. You know, and this film's marketed as a landscape photographer's film, so I'm going to give it another go. I'm going to try some different scenes. It would be quite cool to do some shots, you know, when there's some clouds in the sky and, you know, maybe some sunset light. If I was lucky, then maybe that could be quite good. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I had an awesome time shooting the film. I consider 3 of those images to potentially be portfolio images, and I may put them in my portfolio, I just don't know yet. So yeah, I'd be keen to hear what you guys think about this film, and if you've used this film, if you could leave me some comments, that would be awesome. Let me know how you've got on with the film. And yeah, so thank you for tuning in, and yeah, please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. Don't forget to leave a comment below with your opinions of the film, and yeah, check out my Facebook page and my Instagram page, and really appreciate that. Thank you for tuning in. Take care. Bye bye.